Hi, my name is Tracy Gossage, and this is my personal museum. My childhood, I grew up in Winchester, Kentucky, which is Clark County, Kentucky. Winchester is the hometown of LA1. It's one of my favorite soft drinks to this day, and I can remember drinking lots of it as I was a child. The Iroquois Hunt Club was located just 3 or 4 miles away from my house. So I got to often see the riders and the hounds come riding down the road and across the farm that I lived on. My dad and my grandfather were both full time farmers, and we enjoyed letting the hunters and the hounds cross our land. And it was something that was just a very deep tradition in the area that I grew up in. Calamity Jane was a great movie that I enjoyed watching with my grandmother. She introduced me to Doris Day, and I absolutely love her movies now. He Man and the Masters of the Universe, the Snorks, the Smurfs, and the Fraggles were all cartoons that I watched that I loved. I actually get to watch some of them now today because I've introduced them to my children now. The letter people were also something that I loved from my childhood. Loved the letter people from kindergarten and first grade, and still talk about them today with my own kids. My family is something that's also important to me. I have a very large family. Um, I have 5 children, ranging from the ages of 4 all the way to almost 18. So I have a senior graduating this year, and then I will have a kindergartner in the fall of next year. My husband and I do lots of things throughout the year with our children. We do everything from soccer to basketball to hunting. So we stay very, very, very busy. My grandmother was also a very influential person in my life. Farm life, I have come from the farm from Clark County and have come all the way to Casey County where I now reside, and I am still on a farm. Love, love, love the farm life. We have pigs, we have cattle, we have tobacco, we have corn, soybeans, hay, just a little bit of everything. Music. Music is something very influential in my life, something I am very passionate about. God gave me the talent of being able to sing, and I absolutely love doing it for His honor and glory. The song that you just heard playing in the background was actually my dad and I singing at my home church's homecoming a year ago. I play a upright bass, and my dad plays pretty much everything by ear, and it drives me crazy because I have to work so hard to do what I do. On the right hand side of the screen, you can see a You Are My Sunshine locket. That's probably my most favorite piece of jewelry that I have. It has a little plate attached to it that says Mama and Papa. You Are My Sunshine was actually the first song that my grandmother taught me to play on the guitar. And she told me that it was the first song that my papa ever learned how to play on the guitar. And so it's a very special memory and a very special piece of jewelry that I have. Some of the things I've put under inspiration, a couple of books that I love. Old Hat, New Hat was a book that I remember from my childhood, and I remember reading it to my brother. And there's about 15 years difference between him and I, so it's something that that I just, when someone asks me about my favorite book, that's automatically what I think of. I love Stan and Jay and Bernstein books. The more current favorite book of mine is actually Out of My Mind. And if you have not had the opportunity to read that, I encourage you to do so. My faith is definitely an inspiration. I believe that God is leading me to become a teacher, and so I am following that lead. And I also have a 7-year-old who has ADHD, and so he is part of my inspiration for wanting to become a teacher. I just really want to help those students who need that extra support and resource. And the locket there on the bracelet says she believes she could and she did, and that is me. I will be 43 years old when I become a teacher.